time. These magazines wanna feature me, cause they know I'm on the rise. Get the attention, I'm on a mission. Cause ever since I flipped that switch, my power can't be denied. Oh my, 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 oh my, my, my. Call me a king, you can buy me a crown. Oh my, 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 oh my, my, my. I'm leveled up, and this is my world now. This is my world now. So anyone who tried to write me off, tell them they can go and write this down. This is my world now. Pay attention, I'm on a mission. I'm there with the vision. Got a passion, making it happen. Ready for action. And this is my world now. This is my world now. So anyone who tried to write me off, tell them they can go and write this down. This is my world now. So anyone who tried to write me off, tell them they can go and write this down. This is my world now. And this is my world now. And this is my world now. And this is my world now. This is my world now. Hey! Here we go! We coming ready or not, you better steady yourself, because we're raising some hell. There's nothing keeping this roof from blowing off. We're taking over the town, hit the switch and shut it down. Like in New York, we're electric, never stop. We coming ready or not, we coming ready or not. We're giving all that we got, we're giving all that we got. We're coming ready or not. We're throwing gas on the fire, the stratosphere.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Our family started RVing a few years ago, and when I think about all those campfires and fishing trips and sporting events, these are memories that are going to last a lifetime. I want to help others do the same thing. Hi, I'm Kevin Smith, General Manager at the all-new Click It RV in Milton Freewater. People in this community are very familiar with this location and the great service they've always received. So the biggest question we get is, where is Keith? The great news is, Keith is still here.
I've seen a lot of changes. I've seen a lot of things come and go. Through all the changes that we have seen, one thing that has not changed for us is the quality of our service.
Buying an RV is a big purchase, but it should be a fun and happy experience. So whether it be in sales or service or parts, our mission is simple: be the best. From our team here at Click It RV in Milton Freewater, we invite you to come down and experience the difference.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a non-points all-star race for the drivers that compete in the Maine Sim Racing Series. Tonight, it is the Legend Cars. It is the shootout and prerequisite before the virtual Oxford 250 for the super late model drivers. And we welcome you to coverage of iRacing on LSRTV. Good evening, Wednesday night, March 8th to you. I am Wesley Outland. Brockton Packard is alongside Charles Wooten. I don't think he's bald-headed yet, but he's been having a lot of technical issues all day long. He's pulled his hair out, his teeth out, and somehow we've got the broadcast back up and going, so we're ready to go here. Brockton, you look at sand pits, you look at those little sand hills, the little uke tires of pavement, if you will, and all of this is all going to happen here at Oxford Plains. We are ready for what will be the Legend Cars, money for the taking, or you take that final opportunity to enter in to the big race on Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, Wesley, it's good to be here for one of our final rounds of the Maine Sim Racing Series at Oxford. And man, this track is such a fun little bull ring. You've got those spaceship making
Legend Cars.
dirt mounds. Yeah, with the Legend Cars, if you hit those dirt mounds, we're going to see some Legends go to the moon tonight.
Yeah.
But it should be a fun night. One of our last ones of the season. These guys have been awesome for 10 rounds, and I'm sure they're going to crank up the heat for this 11th one.
You could queue up Frank Sinatra if that happens, Brockton. Fly me to the moon. Okay, never mind.
No,
I was having a 50s moment.
I'll let you go for that one, Wesley. I'm not much of a singer myself.
You don't know that song by Frank Sinatra?
I know it. I know that song. I just can't sing it.
It's Fly Me to the Moon, so there we go. So, by the way, is it Jupiter and Mars or Jupiter and Venus is what we're seeing in the U.S. right now above the moon? I think it's Jupiter and Venus. I think is what it is. It's not Uranus. We're watching these cars go around the racetrack here for what will be their final practice session. Oh, yeah, there you go. What the hell are you doing?
It's the end of the season. It's like the last day of school, Wesley. Everybody's just having fun.
That's right. Oh, I guess this guy wants his lunch money. We're watching these drivers just come around the racetrack and get started. And let's take a look at the format for tonight. Obviously, we don't. Okay, I guess we did not have a format. We don't have a format tonight. Oh, look at this! Oh! Fly me to the moon. Let me. We do got weather presented by Kaufman Creative. Oh, we're going to have fun tonight here. Legend Cars at Oxford Plains, 76 degrees. Track temp is 94. Wind speed at 3 to 2 miles an hour. Partly cloudy, meaning the sun's out, the clouds poke out, the sun pokes out. And what's it going to do to them Legend Cars, do you think, Brockton?
Man, Legend Cars were one of the first cars I drove on iRacing, and they've changed quite a lot since I started 5 years ago. But one characteristic, Wesley, that these cars still have to this day is they are always tight on cold tires. You just slam them around the corner, and they're just so small and compact. There's a lot of weight and not a lot of weight distribution. So you'll come down into the corner, and you'll turn, and it will go straight. And you got to work the throttle, the brake, and then once the tires heat up, they're going to start to get a little more loose. And then they'll come back to where you kind of started with a tight handling race car towards the end of the race. So right now I'm watching a lot of guys struggling with center turns, so that track temperature is a real good track temperature, and it's not really going to do much to the cars, but the cars itself, you're going to have to use that power wisely and often if you want to get that thing to turn.
So tonight is the prelude to the Oxford 250 Legends Shootout. It is proudly presented by Beach Ridge Barbershop. We appreciate them jumping up on board again for sponsoring this event. Beach Ridge Barbershop, again located at 700 US 1 in Scarborough, Maine. And we appreciate them again doing this event. So here's the deal. These are the Legend cars in action. So practice is ongoing. There will be no qualifying. When the practice clock ends, there will be a lineup of at least 2 or 3. I'm thinking 2. I think they said 2. 2 15-lap heat races. The 15-lap heat races will then set the lineup for what will be the 75-lap feature immediately following. Everyone goes to the feature. No one will be sent home after the 2 heat races are completed. Winner gets his choice of either $20 or a guaranteed starting spot in the 250 on Saturday afternoon at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 Central. And look at the 00, just PJ Merrill. I mean, there you go. Stuck the landing. It's all good. That's good, right? That's good.
Yep. If you can stick the landing, you're good. But the main thing for this race is stay off that dreaded white curve all the way around this racetrack. And, man, if you get hooked, make sure you get past those big dirt blocks because, man, if you hit those, Wesley, that's going to ruin your night for sure.
Yeah, hands down. I mean, I have personally been to Oxford Plains Speedway, and I have seen those little ant poles, those ant hills. Those mounds are real. And I have seen cars and drivers have their nights be destroyed because of hitting those things. And I promise you, no pesky fire ants are going to pop out from the contact. That is just sheer destruction if you hit one of them potholes. Hit one of those ant holes is what I meant to say. So the mounds. We got to watch out for them around the racetrack. And looks like practice has officially concluded. We're about to line them up here. And we are grading for the first 15-lap heat race. Let's give you your starting lineup for heat race number 1. It will be 15 laps. On the pole will be Cody Verrill in the number 1 to the outside. Brian Treadwell in the 24. Row number 2 will find Dominique Curran in the number 82. Ben Burgess in the 7 to the outside. Row number 3. Jack McKee in the 10, along with Tyler Conley in the 31. Row 4, Chris York, Justin Gallowix, the 22 and the 25. Top 10 will find Chris Burgess in 47, Scott Tapley in the 13. Row number 6 will find Dan DeSanto in 86, Gleason Smith in the 5, There is your final row of Blake Wallace in 56, Brian Conover in the 97. 14 drivers ready to go. 2 15-lap heat races. Everybody transfers in. Hopefully these things go by pretty smoothly. We're efforting, if you will, Brockton.
Yeah, we're going to try to get this over with quickly. Although we love the Maine Sim Racing Series, this is a pretty short night for them. They got their prelude to the big Oxford 250 this weekend on Saturday. So these guys are just going to have a little bit of fun, and we're going to see a very interesting race, Wesley.
And I just want to let everyone know, as the field will be ready to come to the green flag here this time by, we await the start, 15 laps. Everyone goes to the show. Here's the deal. You're all going to the main event. You're going to the 75 lap. Oh, you didn't take my advice. You didn't listen. You didn't listen. Conover, Burgess, 13 around. Scott Tapley, they're going to still say we're green. I can't believe they didn't throw a caution there, Brockton.
Yeah, they were far enough out of the groove where I don't think iRacing called them as the track surface. So we're seeing a lot of these guys slip and sliding around early, which is something I didn't expect. But one guy, whoa, look out, there goes Burgess.
And this time they will not draw a caution either. Okay, well, there it is. There's your caution. There, Brian Treadwell, Burgess go around. Caution is out. Let's take a look at the replay of what happened here. Oh, no replay because we caught it live. You snooze, you lose. It is 15 laps, 12 to go. I think they're going to let caution laps not count because this is a short 15-lap heat. By the way, I just want to let everyone know that this will be my final race tonight with the Maine Sim Racing Series for the season. This race will be my final one with the series. I've enjoyed working with Sean Kimball and Charles, Brockton, yourself, everybody we've had along the way. Unfortunately, it is real racing season. It is sports season, and I have obligations in real life next Saturday. So unfortunately, or this coming Saturday, I will not be able to, I won't be able to join you for the Oxford 250. But I believe they're bringing in the original announcer for, or, well, not the original, but the announcer from Oxford Speedway, from Oxford Plains, to come in and work the event in my absence with you, Brockton.
Yeah. It won't be me either, Wesley. I have some obligations in real life as well. I'm going down to the Southern National Cars Tour event on Saturday.
We got to meet each other.
Yeah, man. I'm going to be down there on Saturday helping out a buddy of mine, watching him race.
Who's racing?
Blake Lothian. He ran our truck at RBR as we go back to green.
It just got announced, right?
Yeah,
Mike Dorn
just got announced, and ready, I reckon.
Small world. Blake Lothian. That's awesome, dude. Blake Lothian and Mike Darn Racing coming together. No caution. We stay green to the back straight away. Well, that's awesome, man. I got to come by and see you then. We got a Waffle House on me.
All right. I'll take you up on that for sure.
And you know what? Just up the road is County Line Raceway. You should pop in and say hello and go to the dirt track in Elm City.
Absolutely.
Modifieds. We got a caution again, by the way. Dan DeSanto going around to the 86, maybe a couple of other cars too. And we just passed halfway in this 15-lap heat race. First 15-lapper, another 15-lapper. Here's a replay. Well, we saw him get squirmy in the back, but this is Dan DeSanto and his life. Ben Burgess up on that back.
Yeah, watch
Give him
Burgess
some room.
here. He's going to send it in deep, and he's just going to tap that rear bumper of the Ratty Energy machine, and it sends him over the curb and kills a cone with him.
And that's what happened, and that's why we're under the caution. But again, as I said, I want to thank Sean Kimball and everybody that is involved with the Maine Sim Racing Series. I've absolutely enjoyed it. Obviously, everybody's getting right back to reality with the real life of racing settling in and going to the real tracks and obligations. And, of course, you know me, Brockton, I do more than just racing now. I cover all sorts of sports for radio and television. So, unfortunately, schedule is already making it where I will not be available. Lights are off for the pace car. We'll get ready to go back for green here. Caleb Willett, Dominique Currit, Cody Verrill, Tyler Conley, Scott Tapley. I'll tell you what, though, back to Mike Darn Racing and Blake Lothe and Brockton. They got a hell of a wheelman behind that car with him and Michael. Oh, my goodness. No, Mason. Mason Diaz. Having Mason Diaz, of course, being a part of Mike Darn Racing, I think that's going to be really cool for sure.
Yeah, and this racing community is such a small world because Blake was actually on Shadow Racing, the iRacing team that I co-owned back in my Adrenaline iRacing days, and then he ended up driving the truck I worked on at RVR, and now he's running a late model with them, and
ready to go.
Come to 3 to go, 2 to go now across the line, and
whoa,
24 again.
Yeah, there's Treadwell going around. Look out for the mat mounds. No caution yet, though. No yellow flag. They're going to come for the white flag.
Oh, and
the leaders wrecked each other down the back straightaway, though. Dominique Kurtz, the man up in front, they're still going to take the white flag. Well, I love the fact that they're trying to keep this race going green without throwing cautions so much. Final time around, it's Kurt on the back straightaway, Brockton going to 3.
Yeah, Kurt coming down into 3 and 4. I think they're going to throw a little more cautions through the feature, but Kurt spins across the line to win heat number 1. It's going to be Tyler Connolly, and Ben Burgess.
Man, Burgess had his problems, and he still went on to finish in the top 5 again. Dan DeSanto with the caution early in the race. He battles back and finishes 4th. Chris Burgess will round out your top 5. Well, that's heat race number 1. That'll set the inside row. Remember, nobody is eliminated. No B-mains, only heat races. And then the 75-lap Legends Oxford 250 Legends Shootout. And we're getting ready now for what will be race number 2, 15 laps. Brockton Packard has got your starting lineup as they're about to go here.
Absolutely. PJ Merrill and Phil Richardson are going to be starting on your front row in the 07 and the 00. Ed Connolly in that 111, and Caleb Whittle in the 60 starting row 2. Row 3 is going to be Cody Billings in that 23, and outside of him is going to be Chris Fortier in that 11. In the number 2, starting on the outside of row 4 is going to be Kevin Cross and Jake Plummer to his outside in that 21. Row 5, and rounding out the top 10, is going to be the 37 of Nathan Barth, and to his outside, Christopher Blanchard. And row 6, Tyler Jordan and David Greenleaf. And finally, row 7 is going to be Cole Watts in the 87 and Sean Kimball in the 28.
So there's a lineup for 15 laps. Race number 2 is getting ready to get started. Phil Richardson and PJ Merrill rolling, and we're set to go. All right, so again, nobody is going to have to go to last chance races or anything. This will set up the outside, if you will, for the lineup. I don't think there's an invert or any number like that. And then it's coming up 75 laps. Again, this is the all-star race. Points have already been tallied. Points have already been determined. Of course, the man has already locked up the championship. And, of course, it was a great race last week. I think we went down to the battle at Stafford. I think that was a great place to have a championship finale.
Yeah, Wesley, Stafford was such a fun event. Came down to the wire in last seconds, buzzer beater moment. So it was such a great race to call, and I enjoyed every second of it.
Ready for the field to come to the green flag. 15 laps is all that remains to the feature. And we're underway with the battle going on for the lead. It's Richardson up on the inside, Merrill up on the top side. Holding it together. Look at this, man. Merrill, Richardson. Look at Caleb Willett spinning a roulette wheel here. And he goes almost 3 wide, and he goes to the lead into turn 1. Look at that.
Yeah, well, and then he gets turned by PJ Merrill. That's going to put him all the way back into 12th, but a caution will waive. We'll get him re-racked, restacked, and he'll get another shot at it.
Sometimes you're the donut, and sometimes you're the glazing on the donut. Caution's out.
There were a few cars out there. Who's that? That's Fortier's out there. Cross is out there. Let's see what happened, Wesley.
Let's watch it one more time here. We'll see what happens. This is Willette there. Oh, he just got the chrome horn, if you will. Got the bumper from Merrill. It's a little racing deal, and around goes the pink and green car. I think of ice cream or cotton candy when I see that car.
Yeah, it's a fun-looking paint scheme. Not paint schemes that the fans are used to seeing out here tonight, but it's always fun to see what the drivers' personalities are. Yeah, yeah.
When I see that car, that's what I think of. Charles said, our producer, whenever he sees these cars, he thinks of the old child milk truck, the old children's milk truck. Is that what you said? I don't remember no damn legend car dropping off milk at my front door, Charles.
Probably a little bigger.
Pace cars in. Two of those, one pace car could swallow up two of those legends. We're back underway. Green flag.
That already 3 wide. Who's that? I think that's Fortier on the very outside there, a couple rows deep, and they're wrecking big.
No, hold it together. No caution. We saw, oh, son of a, yeah, caution's out. Here we go. I thought they were going to hold it together. They called it yellow. Here we go. The good news is I think they're letting caution laps count because there's 9 to go.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure, but we're going to watch the restart here. This is off the rip. Fortier gets a great restart around the outside, and it's all going to kick off right in front of him. Whoa! There they all go.
Hey, bud, can you hear me? My mic went out or something. Sorry about that. What in the world? Merrill is going to be the man up in front with 8 laps to go here. We'll set this up again here. Merrill and Richardson on the front row. And I will say this, though, Brockton, a lot more yellow flags in this opening first half of the heat race for the Legends than the first race.
Yeah, and we normally see that with heat races. One of them's normally a bit of a wreck fest, and the other one's pretty tame. And these guys are maybe seeing that they've got to push a little more to get up front. It's harder to pass when it gets stretched out. So when you've got these restarts and they're all bunched up, Wesley, it's really easy to pass, but it's also really easy to wreck.
Try to do this again. Green flag back in the air. 7 laps to go. Oh! Some cars going off the reservation. Why can't we be friends? No caution, though. Even the pace car hit the end mount. Come on, dude. New paint job. 5 to go. Oh! There's a caution.
Willette, and I think that was Billings.
Yeah, that was Caleb Willette and Tyler Jordan, maybe. Oh. PJ Merrill's up in front, though, by the way. 4 to go. Oh, there's the caution. There you go, Barney. Way to go, Barney. Got a car stopped at the bottom of the racetrack there in the corner. You saw it.
I think that was the 29 of Jordan, because he's down pit road now, so he might have just called it a night and said, I'm waiting until the darn feature.
By the way, Brockton, if you ever get a chance, there's what's left of the 4 car, by the way.
Well,
they got hit by someone else, man. What the world? Come on, dude. What were you thinking? Man. If you ever go to the Oxford 250, bro, I'm telling you, it's like full-fledged green flag racing nonstop, unless there's a caution and there's cleanup. Bro, they start racing at like 11 o'clock in the morning, okay, in Oxford, Maine. They start at 11 a.m. They do not stop until probably 10, 10:30, 11 o'clock, midnight, whatever time it is, to get the races in. It's like boom, 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 boom. As soon as the Supers are done, the ACT late models are done. Hey, by the way, speaking of the ACT late models, the American Canadian Tour, because, you know, we mentioned them on our broadcast for the All-Star race here a couple of weeks ago. They are coming, Brockton, to Hickory for the Easter Bunny.
There you go.
The Pro All-Star Series and the American Canadian Tour co-sanctioning the Easter Bunny 150 next week at Hickory. We're back to green with 2 to go. Green white checker.
Yeah, and PJ Merrill, Wesley, has just been dominant on these restarts, able to stretch his legs a little bit, but Barth is going to try to chase him down, get to the bumper, maybe white flag in the air, Wesley, 1 to go.
Final time around. Down in another corner. By the way, don't forget, coming up later on tonight, 11:30 Eastern Time, 10:30 Central, it is the Northwest Click It RV Fixed Setup Series from Daytona. Checker flag. Nathan Barth. Where did he come from? Oh, my. He will win heat number 2 here at Oxford Plains, and they're wrecking on the cool-down lap. A lot of anger in some of those guys' lives. Fly me to the moon. Whoa! Little contact there as Nathan Barth will celebrate again in reverse down the racetrack as he will pick up the win. We're going to take a break. We're getting ready for a 2-minute drill, and we're going 75 laps for the All-Stars. The Maine Sim Racing Series Legend Shootout. We come back. This is iRacing on LSRTV.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back to the Maine Sim Racing Series Legend Shootout. Oxford Plains Speedway, Wesley Outlet, Brockton Packard. Charles Wooten ready to punch the buttons. Look at that old-timey fire truck. This is the All-Star 75-lap shootout. Remember, the winner either gets money or a guaranteed spot in Saturday's Oxford 250. David Greenleaf is on the pole. Dan DeSanto on row 1. Row number 2. We'll go to Jake Plummer in the 21, Ben Burgess in the 7. Row number 3, PJ Merrill in the 00, Tyler Conley in 31. Row 4, Nathan Barth in 37, Dominique Curran in the 82. Row 5, we'll find Chris Burgess in 47, Phil Richardson in the 07. And row 6, Brockton, we'll find Gleason Smith in 5 and Cole Watts in the 87.
Row 7 is going to be Brian Conover in the 97 and Chris Fortier in the 11. Row 8 is going to be Jackie McKee in the 10 and Ed Connolly in the 111. Row 9 is going to be Austin Gowitz in the 25 and Cody Billings in the 23. Row 10 is Cody Verrill in the 1 and Kevin Cross in the 2. Row 11, Scott Copley in the 13 and Christopher Blanchard in the 71. And row number 12 is going to be Brian Treadwell in the 24 and Caleb Willett in the 60. Row 13 is going to be Blake Wallace in the 56 and Tyler Jordan in the 29. Row 24 is going to be Chris York in the 22 and Sean Kimball in the 28. And that wraps up your field, Wesley.
Another preliminary lap before they take green. 75 laps about to get underway here coming up. And the lights off on the pace car. We will be ready to turn them loose here. The All-Star Legends Shootout, 75 laps. Money on the line or a guaranteed spot into the Oxford 250 Saturday. Green flag in the air. By the way, this race presented by Beach Ridge Barbershop, and you have a race here at Oxford. Brockton, a 75-lap Legends race is the equivalent of probably a 200-lap late model race here.
Yeah, and there's a lot of cars in this race, Wesley. Normally, the races you run on iRacing, you get a field of maybe 15 or 16 cars. We've got 26 drivers here today ripping around this 0.3 of a mile.
Works in the field, working their way into turn number 1 and 2. DeSanto knocked out of the groove up on the outside. Hug to the inside is the faster lane. Here comes Dominique Currit and Burgess all clearing him on the bottom. And we got a caution. Oh, there's the culprit. 22. Chris Short going off track. Misses the Ant Mounds. We go under caution. Here's a look at the replay.
Yeah. Let's see what happens here. The car goes around in front of him. I believe that was the 24. And he just gets loose off of 2, Wesley. Those tires not quite up on temps or pressure and just a little bit too hard in the gas and it'll snap right by you.
3 of 75 of the caution coming out again. As, by the way, caution laps will not count for this race. They'll be 75 green flag laps, and there's the 58 of David Greenleaf. Kind of had some bad luck the last couple of weeks. Definitely would be a way to try to turn things around. But I will say this, though. Brockton, he comes so close to winning Stafford. He was going to take that LSRTV challenge, and I think he got all the way to 3rd, and then he got caught up in an accident.
Yeah, and Greenleaf has always had a lot of great speed, but that consistency he's lacked a little bit, but hopefully he'll be able to have a nice consistent race tonight and stay out front.
So the lights will stay on the pace car, and they'll get another lap around here. It looks like the lights might go off this time. Bob will get 1 to go. Hey, by the way, don't forget, coming up tonight, Terry, Jason, myself, Daytona. Charles will be pushing the buttons. Northwest Click It RV Fixed Setup Series. Xfinity cars from Daytona. You thought the truck race was wild as hell. Wait until we see what these cars are going to do. 200 miles, 80 laps coming up tonight. 11:30 Eastern, 10:30 Central, 8:30 Pacific. iRacing LSRTV simulcast on the Community Radio Network. And we're back to the restart. As it's going to be Greenleaf getting the jump on the go. Moving his way to the back straightaway behind him, Merrill. Greenleaf, Merrill, Barth, 1, 2, and 3. And we got another caution here, Brockton.
Oh, man, this is
going the wrong way.
Good. You can't park there, buddy. That was the 10 of Jack McKee.
Was that Tapley or McGee?
It was McKee, I think. At least that's what the number says. I don't know. We'll see.
Maybe it was. Maybe it was. I'm not going to argue with you in my life. We'll see. It's definitely hard to see the numbers.
Could have been.
I thought it was Tapley. I thought it was Tapley. I could be wrong, though. You think it's McKee? Potatoes, potatoes. Beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes. Who is it, Charles? What are you showing that car for? Is it? It's the burn. It's the beige car behind him.
Try the 10 there, producer man.
If it's the 10, it's the producer. I really think it's the 13. I think that's Scott Tapley. Seriously, Brockton. Is that the 13 or a 10? You got me.
10.
Brockton, you got me. I didn't give a damn eyes check. But look, from
It's
far
all right.
away, it looks like a 13.
It does look like a 13.
Sorry, hashtag fake news. It was not Tapley. It was Jack McKee that went around. Here's a replay.
I think we're going to see something very similar than we did the first time with the 22. Just a little bit of a checkup, a little loose there. And oh, hey, hello.
Oh, wow. Holy hell. Oh, man, I believe I can fly. Oh, I'm sorry. I've been told I can't use that line anymore. Darn you are, Kelly. Can't use that line anymore. My producers told me in my ear. Sorry. Oh, okay, so I can use the line. I just can't. Yeah. All right, we'll try to go to Fly Me to the Moon. I can't sing opera, though. Green flag, we're back at it again. Here at Oxford Plains. There you go. It's your Frank Sinatra moment. Hopefully you don't get censored for that. Oh, my, Bart around. And he saved it. And they all saved it. They still throw a caution.
Yeah, he was parked up there on the top of the track, though, so. Not an
But
ideal
they saved
location.
it, though, Brock. Why did they throw a caution so fast?
Well, let's see what happens here, Wesley. We're going to have the 21 of Jake Plummer and that 37 of Nathan Barth. Green's out. Barth gets a great jump, almost takes out PJ, and wheel-to-wheel contact all the way up to the top of the track, and almost saved it, but not quite.
Caution out here. By the way, don't forget to join the crew. The crew is speaking of the man joining me in the booth, Brockton, if he makes it back from Kinley in time, and Charles Wooten for the Press Box Motorsports Podcast Show. Sunday, 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 Central. It is this Sunday, right, Charles? Wait, this Sunday? Possibly new day to be determined. Just, follow our... follow the social media. He'll let you know at the last moment when the show's posted where they're going to be.
Yeah, Charles and I have both, like you, Wesley, have found ourselves with a very busy schedule. So we're trying to find what days would be best for us.
You don't think I have a busy schedule?
No,
I
said much like yourself. We've got...
Give 1 hour out of your time, people, somehow, some way,
Well, Wesley, my friend... I now have, I just have a new position with Anderson Racing that I'll be starting on Monday. So my schedule's gotten a little busy, and I'll be traveling to all the NASCAR events there with them here in a few weeks. So Sunday wouldn't really work very well.
David Greenleaf. Merrill Current, DeSanto, field works their way to the backstretch, into the corner. Greenleaf, Merrill Current, DeSanto. Burgess, top 5, they're single file now. 7 of 75. Let's see if we can get a good green flag run here.
Yeah, and as soon as you say it, Wesley.
Never mind.
Oh, dear. Yeah, the 07 down pit road. Let's see what was going on here. Really wide coming off of, I think that's turn 2, gonna send it into turn 3. Oh, look out. Here he goes around and almost into victory lane, into pit road though, Wesley, and that's going to bring out another caution.
Bill Richardson is the man that brings us under the yellow flag, the 07. So, we have 8 of 75 laps in. So here's the deal. The winner either gets money or they can go into the All-Star event, the Oxford 250 on Sunday. Guaranteed spot. How about this, Brockton? I mean, I know you're not going to be there. We're going to be kind of short-staffed. They'll bring in other people, but I do know that there is going to be close to $400 up for grabs. By the way, here is the the Oxford Plains Raceway caution summary presented by VA 811. Call before you dig, and 4 cautions. Caution laps do not count. That's why it's got a goose egg on it. And there's been no change for the lead since drop of the green.
Yeah, but if we wanted to know how many laps we've theoretically run, it's been about 20 laps under caution. So each one takes 3 or 4 laps.
Potatoes.
Yeah, it's all the same when it's a 0.
Be nice to see Greenleaf possibly pull this off. Right now he's in the lead in the 58 machine. Merrill right behind him, 1 and 2, along with Currett.
I tell you what, Wesley, Currett has some great drive off in that 82. PJ's still trying to maybe get a little bit of feel in the rear of the car, but he just gets such a great run on that 00 on the exits of those corners.
Sound like some Pete automobiles coming at you, man. My girl 3.
Oh, don't look now, Wesley, but Currett going to the outside of PJ Merrill. And I tell you what, Greenleaf's kind of holding these guys back, so they're going to try and shuffle them out as quick as they can. That gap to first now only about a 1/10 and a half, 2/10 now entering turns 3.
Man, look at how close they are with each other, working their way, of course, back to the line. Let's run on board with Dominique Currett. Do you see how it looks like you're always turning at Oxford Plains? You're never straight. It always is a turn. That's what makes that racetrack so unique.
Yeah, this track is a front killer as a caution comes out. Whoa! That was the 86.
Dan DeSanto goes around. 86, Dan DeSanto, and another caution. Here's a look at the replay. But yeah, man, perfect view on the camera on board. You can literally see. Yeah, there might be some straightaway to this racetrack, but honestly, you're turning the wheel. Rowdy Energy number 86 going around there to the bottom of the ant mound of Dan DeSanto, putting us under caution. 13 of 75, by the way.
Yeah, and we were talking about you're always turning left, you're always going left. This is as close as a circle as you can get in oval racing, and that's what makes this track so challenging, Wesley, because that load is so important to minimize the load on that right front tire so you have that ability to turn throughout the race, not only just in the first few laps that you have those fresh tires on. So these guys are doing a great job conserving some tire and also getting around the track at a pretty good click.
$13 of 75 laps. Again, this is the Beach Ridge Barbershop Legends Shootout in preparation for the Oxford 250 for the finale for the Maine Sim Racing Series on iRacing on LSRTV. I am Wesley Outland, Brockton Packard alongside. Charles Wooten is handling the production, and this is our bon voyage for the final time this year for the Maine Sim Racing Series broadcast call. There will be somebody filling in for Brockton and I on Saturday as real racing is here again. And, of course, we will be on the road. Never stops for me. I'm always on the road during the weekend doing something, so we'll get ready to reset, refire, and go one more time. David Greenleaf ready to pull the trigger. Merrill to the inside, Curran on the outside. They're all single file as they work back to the restart zone. 13 of 75 here at Oxford Plains. Back to green. Here we go, the back straightaway.
And Greenleaf getting another shot at it, being able to maybe stretch his lead on Merrill, but Merrill's right on his rear bumper, just about a quarter of a car length off. He's going to try and dive it down in there, but you got to be so careful not to get too far inside. These little thin tires on these cars don't like that big white curb. As you can see off the left side of Merrill's car, getting so close to that curb, but don't you dare touch it, Wesley, or you'll be going to the moon.
Gotta wonder, Brockton, is PJ Merrill, Dominique Currett, even Burgess for that matter, are they all playing possum right now? As here comes another caution. 60 to go.
Well, if there's one thing that is definitely going to happen in this race, we're going to get all 75 laps in. So they know how much time they have, but they also have to know that towards the end of this race, there's going to be a lot more desperate moves and a lot more cautions that we've already seen. So hopefully we'll have a little bit of a green flag run throughout the night. But I don't know. It's hard to tell what pace you actually have until you're out front. And then even then, it's not as...
Kevin Cross, by the way, guys, the number 2 car. You're showing it perfectly right there, the 2 machine. And we'll find out what happened. I think the 4 got into him. We're watching the replay here.
Yeah, they stacked
there
up
it is,
there.
right there.
There
There goes around. Yeah.
Almost hit the anthill.
Looks like a station wagon wrap job on that Legends car, don't it?
Yeah, nice little woody station wagon. I think I used to run that paint scheme way back in the day.
Like a wooden station wagon. Looks like something from the Griswolds.
Yeah.
Holiday roads. Never mind. David Greenleaf, Charles Wooten is the Simon Cowell of iRacing broadcast. Let's try this again. David Greenleaf on the jump, and he's gone with about 55 or 60 laps to go, actually. We're back underway here. Yeah, well, let's see what Greenleaf can do. Remember, he been kind of an up and down year for the 58 machine, but he looked really strong last week at Stafford. He took the challenge, got all the way up to 3rd, and I'll tell you, Brock, with about 20 laps to go, he was in the hunt to do something, and then he got wrecked out.
Yeah, absolutely. David has always been a great race car driver, and he's done quite well in this series, just had some bad luck. But right now, Wesley, PJ and Dominic behind him are doing better lap times. That last time by, Current was the fastest of the 3, so he's going to ship PJ to the next zip code and try and track down that 58.
Greenleaf, Current, Merrill, right now 1, 2, and 3. Burgess, Conley are your top 5.
Well, PJ got a little bit of the curb, went up the track just a little bit. That's going to give Burgess an opportunity, and Burgess secures that P3. So now Burgess moves up into the top 3. Current and Greenleaf still 2nd and 1st. But Current's coming.
Greenleaf, the man out in front. Current in 2nd. Burgess 3rd. Merrill and Conley. Your top 5 as it stands. Gleason Smith, 48. Conley, Verrill, and Conover. Your top 10.
Watching a good battle here. That's the 11 of Chris Fortier and the 5 of Gleason Smith, that yellow car up there. They've been running quite well, pretty good lap times and having a good little battle there, but right now everybody's starting to settle in. Right when I say it, though, that's the one of, actually that's the triple one of Ed Conley, excuse me, sending it to the inside of the 1. There's a lot of 1s in that little shot there.
Yeah, you got triple 1, you got Ed Conley, you got Chris Fortier in the 11, you got Cody Verrill in the solid 1. That's the way it stands right now. By the way, 1/3 of the way through. 25 down and 50 to go.
And I think we're probably getting pretty close to lapping some guys here. And right when I say that, the 24, man, what a tough break. What a tough season he's had. Just no luck in that 24, whether it's the DuPont paint or just a regular black and red scheme. A tough break for the number 24 there.
Yeah, Brian Treadwell, man, whether it's the Rainbow Warrior colors as Brock did just reiterated on, or red and black 24. Here's another look at it again as the caution. He was already spun around whenever the camera guy got it. Here's a look at it. Did DeSanto help him, maybe?
I think he might have just gotten a little loose on that outside.
He lost it on his own. There you go.
Let's see.
Hold it together. Hold it together, my friend. There you go. You got this. Okay, no, you don't.
He's pretty wide here.
Yeah.
So he got a little help from the 07.
Richardson gave him a little shot there from the right rear. And that sent him off the track into the sand pit. By the way, Oxford Plains, that is really like that, if you will, Brockton. There is no wall on the back straightaway whatsoever at Oxford Plains. You go off track, you're going off track, and you better hold on.
Yeah, Oxford's such a interesting little racetrack. No walls essentially anywhere except that front stretch and the very back stretch wall, and then you've got 20, 30 yards of just plains and grass. Maybe that's why they call it Oxford Plains.
I wanted to break into singing mode again. I wanted to sing Oklahoma, except call it Oxford. I hear what Charles said. David Greenleaf ready to bring the field back to the green flag here with under 50 laps to go. Greenleaf and Currett. Burgess front row, green flag. Merrill behind him and Conley top 5, and they're pulling away. It's been all David Greenleaf on the green.
Yeah, we're gonna see really quick how patient Kurt's willing to be. We saw him move the 00 Merrill, and we've got somebody blowing up on the backstretch. I think that's the 5 of Gleason Smith. It is.
Keaton Chong up in smoke. Comes to the pit lane, the 5. No caution. 10 to halfway. You laughing at me, Brockton?
No, my throat's a little bit sore, so I'm trying to cough quietly, if you will.
I got you.
But here comes Currett on the outside, Wesley. We haven't really seen the outside work too well. We've seen a lot of drivers fall back a few positions because they were stuck on the outside. So Currett trying to make that work. Behind him is Burgess and Merrill. They're trying to scrap it out for third. And somebody who we haven't talked about, that's Tyler Connolly. He's sneaking up in the top 5.
31 of 75 coming up on halfway. This is the Legends Shootout here at Oxford Plains in preparation for the 250 on Saturday. I know it's a special one-off race on the final race of the year on a Saturday. We will not be available for it, but they will go 250 laps. It will be broadcast on LSRTV. And again, no points, just bragging rights. And I got a feeling, what was it, 45 cars the last time we were told from Sean Gimbel? 50 cars. We're at 50 cars now. Wow. And here's the deal. If you win this race and you deny the Legends money purse, you automatically start in the race next Saturday, guaranteed. Saturday, guaranteed. No problem, no questions asked.
And to me, that's a little more valuable than that $20, which, money is money, but you want to start in those big events. You want to start those races. So having a guaranteed lock-in position, that's going to be what I would go for if I was one of these guys, for sure.
Yeah, man, hands down. I mean, that's just perfect. Knowing that no matter what happens, you got yourself locked in. We're coming up on halfway in another couple of laps here.
Yeah, and the battle for first is starting to heat up. That trifecta of cars are back together again. Merle got around Burgess, and just as I say it, caution.
Should have never said anything.
Should have said
nothing.
Should have just watched the cars go around.
Just before halfway, caution is called. And let's take a look at it there. The 1. That was Cody Billings. Gave a little shot there to the 4 machine. And off around he goes. There's calls of the caution. And the 4 car going around. So he's being shown his car 4 on time and scoring, but I think it's a different number up on SDK, I believe.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure who that is. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. We'd have to see once we get back going.
So we had a caution coming out for the 4. We'll find out what the named driver was here in a minute as we'll set up it for the restart. 1 lap to the halfway flag, and we are back to green. The legends here at Oxford Plains, the shootout. 3 wide Brockton. Here comes the circus car in the middle, the monkey in the middle. Caleb Willett.
Yeah, this it shouldn't have ended well, but it ended very well for those guys. They kept it all clean, and they're still almost 3 wide left there. Right now, the battle for first heating up as well. The 7 of Burgess got past Merle.
And we just passed halfway.
Yeah, and Merle's trying to get that that 3rd position back from Burgess, Wesley.
Cross the line, another lap of the board after halfway. 40 laps in now, 35 lap shootout. When they come to the line, the leader is Greenleaf. He has led most of the way. Has Scott ever got a bump there from Willett?
Whoa,
They saved it.
look out.
Hold on, man.
There goes the 11.
Oh, no caution.
Yeah,
We
I
said
think
green.
he
That was,
saved it.
yeah, that was, oh, wow. Oh, my. Wow. Chris Fortier, though, falling back. Race rolls on. 41 of 75 laps down to the final 30 to the finish. Amazing. David Greenleaf, you're still in the lead. This is a couple of cars back with Merrill on board. And there's a caution. Racing the pace car back out there. Has anybody, Brockton, ever been stupid? Well, I don't use that word. That's not a nice word. Has anybody ever been brave enough, if you will, to try to continue to outrun the pace car speeding? What's the penalty? What do they get? Do they get black flag? Do they get parked?
Yeah, you get a black flag for passing under the yellow and passing the pace cars. So essentially, you got to do I think it's a 30-second time penalty and a pass-through penalty.
But technically, you didn't pass the pace car. You got ahead of the pace car. You didn't let the pace car pass you, right? I mean, that's a loophole, right? I mean, come on.
Yeah, the timing and scoring and the iRacing code might differ, but I don't know, Wesley. I don't know. I just work here.
That's right. I'm just here so I don't get fined, right?
Just here so I don't get fined.
Don't forget, coming up tonight, 10:30 Central, 11:30 Eastern. Northwest Racing Series, Northwest Look at RV Fixed Setup Series, and that's going to be the Xfinity B Series cars at Daytona. That'll be a good one. Back in full swing again for the trucks Monday night. No doubt that was a wild finish. Caden Anderson winning. Brockton, did you see the finish of that race? Anderson flipping on his lid.
I missed that one, unfortunately, but I'm going to be watching tonight for sure. But, you know, the Northwest Racing Series always puts on a great show week in, week out, season after season. Their 10th official season with iRacing, and they do such a great job. So it's no wonder they've been on for so long.
Years, no doubt about it. It's just crazy how fast time flies, but for sure they've done put on some phenomenal racing. No doubt tonight will be no different. Lights off for the pace car, and it looks like Sean Kimball, series director, will say, all right, guys, it's been a while since we had a caution. We're going to go back 2x2 for the restart and put David Greenleaf and Dominique Curran alongside one another. They come back to the restart zone here at Oxford Plains. Green flag back out for the iRacing Maine Sim Racing Series. And the Beach Ridge Barber Shop Legend Shootout is back under caution as fast as it went back to green. Let the smoke clear. We want to see the number.
That's
13. There's
the
Scott
13.
Tapley. There you go. There's Tapley.
This one popped off pretty quick, Wesley. We're coming to the restart here. 13 in the middle of your screen. That's Tapley. And those blue wheels. And whoa, look out. That's the
Wow.
37 and Nathan Barth. Barth collects others. The 2 goes around. And whoa, look out.
Took out the pace car.
Yeah, Barth went end over end there. If we could maybe get a shot of that, I don't know what happened there.
Poor Charles can't find the car. Yeah, I know. Timing and scoring goes cattywampus, and you can't find which one is which really quickly because it constantly changes, if you will. So Brockton, is Blake Lothian excited to get back in the wheel with the Cars Tour, and of course driving for Mike Darn Racing. That's a pretty good bunch of people.
Yeah, I know Blake, and Blake's always so excited to get back behind the wheel of any race car. And with the new late model that dropped on iRacing, we ran a couple laps last night with him, and he was super excited, a little bit nervous, but that's to be expected. But he's making that drive, I think, tomorrow night, and he'll be in North Carolina by the end of the night. But he sounded super excited, and he was very thankful for that opportunity. Hoping to have some more races with them, and I'm excited to see what he's able to do behind the wheel of that race car. But they were loading it up, getting it ready to go, and he was packing his things today, so he should be ready and set to go, and I hope he has a great race.
We'll try to go again here for the green flag. Back and away, the Legends. And a 30-lap shootout continues.
Whoa, there goes 21.
Oh, man, oh, man. Well, there's another caution. Jake Plummer going around in the 21. Let's watch the replay, and you'll see what took place. Bud's punt there, and he moved somebody out of the way, and then the 4 said, "Penny for your thoughts, Chief." There's a little hook.
Yeah, it might have been a little bit of side contact, but not quite sure.
Caution out. By the way, I want to say thank you to everybody that has followed iRacing on LSRTV for the Maine Sim Racing Series. It's been fun. And, of course, the big race this Saturday. That will again be the Beach Ridge Barbershop, the American Canadian Tour. What is it? The people that are behind the mainly ductless heated and air conditioning. People that have been involved in sponsoring the races, thanks to Sean Kimball. Everybody that's involved with it. And we've enjoyed covering it this year. I think this is our second year covering all the events. And congratulations to Matthew Burgoyne, as Matthew Burgoyne was the champion. You mentioned the new late model car, Brockton. What's it like? Have you tried it yourself? What's the differences of the two late models now that we had before?
Yeah, I have tried it, and as we get going, set to go green here, I'll make it brief. It's a lot more grippy than the other late model, and it's a little more stable. It feels a little bit heavier, and look out, the 82 needs a little bit of those grip hacks that the new late model has. But back under caution again, and the 29 is the 4, I believe. I think Jordan is the 4. If my eyes don't deceive me, I think he is the 4 in sim. But let's take a
Tyler
look
Jordan
at
is the 47 on the, or the 29 on time and score, but it's the 4 on the track is what you're saying?
Yeah, I think that's what we're looking at. And, oh, look out.
All right, so there's the caution being called, and well, 30 to go. We'll try this again here. David Greenleaf has been the dominator of this race so far, the 58 machine. Nobody Brockton. I mean, is he? Do you think anybody can get around him, or is he really just showing how strong his car is right now?
I think Current and PJ might be able to squeak by him a little bit, but they need time. They need time for the tires to heat up and wear out a little bit, the cars to slip and slide. Greenleaf's been able to hold a pretty good line, and right now the 82 and the 00 have been fighting each other harder than they probably should be for 30 laps to go. So we'll see what happens, and man, if they don't hurry up and get going with this thing, they might have to come down for some fuel, Wesley.
Yeah, I'm trying to think that. Is there a time limit for this race as well? We'll see. Build comes back to the green flag, and I'm understanding there is a time limit. Are we anywhere in the cost of the time limit running out, Charles, as we go back to Greenleaf out in front, and Curran in second, Merrill third? Okay, I'm understanding we're nowhere near the concerned crunch time yet of the time window, but there is a time limit. I got you. Greenleaf, Curran, Merrill, Conover joining your top 5. That's the way it stands. They work their way to the back stretch to turn 3 and 4 around this solid circle. I know it looks like it's got a straightaway, but you go on board. Let's go on board.
Look out.
Oh, man. Let's go on board for the Candy Man. These cars in the back. Contact. I think it's Burgess.
And he saved it.
Jake
That was
Plummer, and he
21.
saves it. Yeah, good job, Jake Plummer. That's not Jake from State Farm. That's Jake from the Maine Sim Series. And by the way, 2/3 of the way through, 50 in, 25 to go this time by Brockton at the line.
Yeah, Wesley, and one thing I wanted to point out as we're looking at, I think that's the 86 or 87 of Cole Watts. These drivers do not have faster pairs, so the damage that they receive throughout this entire event is the damage that they have to drive with through the rest of it, so you've got to be careful, and that's why we're seeing a couple guys like Nathan Barth, Cody Verrill, Tyler Connolly. They're all in pit road with major damage, Wesley.
DeSanto and Willett alongside each other. Caleb Willett from the outside to the bottom. Justin Galloway's in that mix as well, as all these drivers work their way back across the line. Coming up on 20 laps to go, it's pucker time for the Legend Shootout at Oxford Plains. Oh, trouble!
Whoa!
Bottom of the racetrack, they'll stack them up. See, I mean, that's passing the pace car. The pace car was out there. You passed it. All of y'all get a penalty. Go to the pits.
Yeah, once you give the position in the back to the pace car, then it's all clear with timing and scoring. But if you don't give it back, then timing and scoring has a little bit of an issue. Let's take a quick replay. Let's take a quick look at what happened here. We're looking at the 10.
Jack McKee.
Let's see what
Our
happens.
producer says he's just catching something on the fly. If we get it, we get it. Chris Burgess, Jack McKee, all these cars in the back. There's Caleb Willett. I know it happened on the bottom of turn 3 and 4, though, Brockton. I know that much.
Yeah, and I think it might be this little pack here. They were kind of beating and banging earlier, so we'll see.
Oh, yeah.
Coming into 3 and 4.
There it is.
10 hooks the 47, and around he goes, and it's going to almost... Oh, there it goes. It's going to pick up the 10.
Fly me to the moon. There we go. All right,
Up and
there's
over.
Jack McKee around. Yep. Nobody has decided to climb the anthills, though, yet. The ant mounds.
I have a sneaking suspicion that maybe after the race, a few drivers will ship it off into space.
Gotcha. Rocket Man in launch. By the way, closing in on 23 laps to go. So I'm understanding that the announcer of Oxford Plains Speedway is tentatively scheduled to be here with us on Saturday, filling in my absence as well as Brockton. And I think possibly from conversations I'm looking at here, Terry Radford might do it. Depending, we'll see. Charles might jump in here. You know, Charles has jumped in a time or two and done some announcing. Poor Charles, he's been pulling his hair out all day. They had a lot of technical difficulties. He's changed everything. I get a message, Brockton, that says, don't go in this link. Everything's changed. Like, man, I saved all this stuff for you. I'll have to delete it now.
Yeah, he's done a very good job in the past couple of days on fixing some internet issues, some more technical issues that I don't have the brain capacity to even hold. But, yeah, he's done a very good job.
We're back underway. I find it ironic that both you and I are going to be kind of close to the same location of each other on Saturday, Friday and Saturday. Are you coming in Friday for practice?
I might. We'll see what my schedule looks like and how much gas is in the tank, if you know what I mean.
I got you. Well, David Greenleaf, the man up in front, he leads the way. Dominique Curran in the number 2 spots down to the inside, P.J. Merrill. Tyler Jordan, Brockton, you were right, is in the number 4. And they're going to come to the line. It'll be 22 to go this time by, 21 to go.
And Wesley, this is starting to get to crunch time. We can see the intensity start to pick up within this top 4 now. The 4-car battle. P.J. Merrill was all over the rear bumper, and caution comes out once again.
I was hoping we were going to say 20 to go, but that momentum's been taken away. 21 remaining, and the caution out again. And here's a look at the replay for the Legend cars. I'm not going to repeat what our producer said. So you're saying there's a chance. So watch this. Oh!
I think that's...
Plummer got into the Wrangler car.
Yeah, not sure who that is.
Is that Watts? No, 23. That was Cody Billings. No, it wasn't Cody Billings. No, he was in front.
I think it might have been Ed Connolly, maybe? Possibly.
I don't know. It's very hard to recognize that number. Got like a thin purple in the numbers, if you will. Right there. See it?
Yeah,
right there.
Tough one. I think it was Ed.
Hello, Wilbur. Mr. Ed. Remember that? But Velvet, how old I am. 20 to go. Hey, here comes pit stops. They're taking on fuel.
Yeah.
I think they got to put fuel in their cars, Brockton.
Maybe a little bit of fuel, maybe a little bit of repairs, and it could be some tire changes. Have that opportunity to put some tires on it and maybe have a little bit extra at the end there, but you got to survive right now, and a couple guys have not been so lucky.
Shanghai, Washington, I will survive. As Dominique Curran now comes off the pit lane. Name that movie quote, Brockton. You know what I'm talking about?
I am a little bit out of my weight class.
Transformers, Dark of the Moon.
Ah, there you go. Well, Curran was in there for 8.6 seconds, so maybe right side tires or left sides, depending upon what he did. He's done 2 pit stops, and we're back to green, Wesley.
Yeah, in the back of the pack as the field coming back to speed. What is there like? There's what, like 10 cars left, I think? Process of elimination. 20 to go.
Almost, yeah. 20 to go, and there's about 18 cars left on the track that are on the lead lap, Wesley, and
okay.
Still a lot of the cars left on this one.
Oh, we started with 25 or 27 or something like that. So
we started with 25, but the 29 of Taylor Jordan is getting a little bit frisky with the front bumper of the 60 car.
Watching him coming to the line. David Greenleaf, the man out in front, leads the way to the back straight away. He's got a big lead on Merrill. Jordan will follow 1, 2, and 3. Caleb Willett. Justin Galloway's top 5. They're all single file down to the bottom. And Greenleaf is a car length now ahead of Merrill on the back straightaway going to 3.
Yeah, Merrill just doesn't quite have the speed. I don't know if he's looking in his rearview mirror too much or he's just driving a little harder than he should be, but not quite the speed that we saw coming out of that 82 car of Dominic Current, who's now mired back in 16th place, Wesley. And you can see right there, PJ's starting to focus more in the rearview mirror. He's taking a defensive line to try to defend against Taylor Jordan.
Merrill Jordan, second, third. Greenleaf, the man of the lead. We got a man that is spun into the infield, way in the infield. Yeah, you're nice, stud. I don't know if you were trying to make a virtual pit stop from the backstretch, but it's over. By the way, 15 to go.
Dominic slowly making his way up the field, but these top 5 right now, or top 4, excuse me, and we're looking at the second, third, and fourth positions. That's going to be Merrill, Jordan, and Whittle. They're battling hard for this one.
I just can't believe that, you know, we've been plagued by so many cautions of this race, but the ant mounds have not been a big say of everything that's happened, for sure.
Yeah, at least not yet. We might see it here soon, but these guys have kept it in perspective quite clean. Nobody's really gone under that curve and gone to the moon as we want to see.
12 to go.
But yeah, 12 to go, and man, Greenleaf is starting to stretch that lead out very well.
Greenleaf has now opened up to about a 3/4 second lead over Merrill. Now, if this was a Phil Fendered real race car, from a Legends car aspect, you're probably about a car length. But it's got about 4 or 5 Legends lengths over the driver of David Greenleaf.
Yeah, these cars are about half the size of a legitimate car, and that makes these car length call-outs a little bit bigger than some of the drivers are used to, with only having about a second lead.
10 to go.
Yeah, and Greenleaf is starting to walk away from Merrill right now, Wesley.
Brockton, you ever been to Southern National before?
I haven't. This will be my first time, and I haven't made it to a lot of the short tracks in North Carolina, so that's definitely a bucket list, and I've got a few of them that I want to get to. Definitely want to get to Hickory as well. So, but right now, Southern National is where I'm going, and we'll see how that goes.
4/10. 4/10, just shy of a half mile. Francis Tuttle, the man that built Bristol and Atlanta. We're one of the people that built Southern National, out the groundwork of building the track, and 24 degrees of banking. It's a bank track, it's fast, and it's going to be fun for sure. Hope you enjoy it. They're coming to the line. This is 7. Now make it 6 laps to go for the Maine Sim Racing Series Beach Ridge Barbershop Legends Shootout at Oxford Plains. And David Greenleaf looking to lock up a big win here in the All-Star Legends Shootout. I got to think with 5 to go, Brockton, I'm thinking by points virtually, he's in on provisional. Does he go for the money, or does he go for a spot guaranteed in the Oxford 250 Saturday? What do you think?
I mean, if he feels like he can lean on a provisional or just race his way in and take the money, take the $20, but if he feels like he'd rather just have that provisional and be able to work on the speed in the race car when he's actually there in the event, I'd take that provisional personally over the money anytime.
And laps are winding down to the line. 4, now make it 3 laps to go. David Greenleaf just staying up in front. And there, oh my, there's a caution. There will be a caution with 3 laps to go. This changes everything, and Merrill's got a shot at him. Wow.
Looking at the 97 of Brian Conover and the 10 of McKee. Look out, there goes the 10, tags the 97, and I think that was the 1 and the 11, and don't, right into the wall goes the 1 of Cody Verrill.
Unbelievable. Wow. Well, the question is, Brockton, can they get around him, or has he just got such a strong car? It's going to be all right.
You know, Greenleaf has struggled, Merrill has struggled on the restarts every time now, so he's really got to play some mind games as he's bumping him down the front stretch of getting down in there and maybe looking like he's going to end up wrecking him, but fuel could be a concern. These guys, that's a big gap to that pace car, so they could be saving a little bit of fuel. Not sure if they'll make it as a big shot. They're doing more bumping and banging out there over caution than they were over the green flags, Wesley.
And with that being said, there will be one more wild shootout to decide it. And that's exactly what you need to do, Greenleaf. You need to pull away just like that. Next time around, though, don't do it now. Don't jump past the pace car. Hey, by the way, don't forget, coming up tonight, Daytona, the Northwest Lickett RV Fixed Setup Series. Xfinity B cars from Daytona. The field is set, 43 cars for that race coming up tonight. We'll have it for you. And we're ready to settle this one, the shootout. Here at Oxford Plains, green flag. That was perfect, Brockton. He read me. And he done exactly what he needed to do and pull away from everybody. The 58 is gone.
Yeah, Greenleaf has done a really good job, but he's coasting through the corners, Wesley. It's coming to one to go. He's going to have to make it last. I don't know if he's going to make it back.
Oh, he's got to fight him off. Inside, outside contact. The leaders wreck each other. Jordan through the air. Merrill through the air. So is Greenleaf. And Caleb would let the Candyman can. He wins here. Are you? Oh, wow. The circus come to town. The three cars wreck each other. Caleb Willett was there, and he just... What's in the back of that car, by the way? What is that? Is that a cartoon character?
I think it's something from The Simpsons.
It looked like a donut. It's a slang. It's a donut. No, that's a cartoon character. It looks like a... We'll have to ask him. Caleb Willett just won this race, Brockton.
Yeah, and I called it coming to the green there. As we saw a tire go there, they're starting to ramp them off the ramp.
Take me to the moon. Somebody climb the moon.
David Greenleaf was coasting a lot through that caution and coming to the green, and he did it that whole last lap, Wesley, and ran out coming off of 2.
Here is a look at the results. Caleb Willett is the winner. Yes, the Candyman can. Scott Tapley second, Ben Burgess third, Justin Gallowix is fourth, Dominic Kerr at the top 5. Dan DeSanto, Chris Burgess, Cody Billings, Jack McKee, Ed Conley. 3 seconds back your top 10, along with halfway through the field, Chris York, Brian Conover, and Cole Watts, 13th.
PJ Merrill, 14th. Tyler Jordan, David Greenleaf, unfortunately, comes home 16th, a lap down. Chris Fortier, Cody Verrill, and Nathan Barth, followed by 20th place, Kevin Cross, 20 laps down. Rounding out your field is going to be Jake Plummer, Brian Treadwell, Tyler Conley, Christopher Blanchard, Gleason Smith, Phil Richardson, and Blake Wallace.
Well, coming up, we will grab a word with the top 3. This is going to be fun. Caleb Willett. Well, actually, the other guys are out of it, so we really don't know what they're going to say. Tyler Jordan, Merrill, and Greenleaf. Top 3 take each other out. New top 3 in. Caleb Willett, Scott Tapley, Ben Burgess will grab them if they're available for the Press Box Motorsports Podcast post-race wrap-up next. This is iRacing LSRTV. Hey, ladies and gentlemen. I have echo in my life. We welcome you back, and it's time for the Press Box Motorsports Show post-race. Wesley Allen, Brockton Pecker, and we're going to join now Caleb Willett, the winner. Caleb, you come out of nowhere, man. Fourth, fifth, top five, top three, wreck each other. Slide right on through into the rocking chair. Checkered flag for the Legend Shootout.
Yeah, the heat race didn't go as I really planned. I had a good car. I knew I was saving enough. But the heat race didn't go as planned and ended up having to start pretty much dead last in the feature. So worked our way up through, and I knew once I got to the top 10, I could just kind of ride. So I rode for a while, just hanging in there. And I decided, like 40 laps to go, I was going to take some fuel just to be safe, and kind of glad I did.
Yeah, Caleb, you talk about having to put some fuel in the car and starting from the back of the pack. Talk about the survival that you had to endure throughout the night. Your car looked pretty clean, buddy. Tell us about it.
Yeah, I stayed pretty clean. I just tried to avoid most of it the first, 20, 30 laps or so. And then it was go time. I picked them off one by one. Got a little damage here and there, just bumper, really, just pushing people out of the way, because that was the only way to pass. You had to give a little bump and run, but try not to spin them, because then you're going to the rear too. So it's pretty much just keeping the nose clean and seeing who you could get a run on.
All right, Caleb, so I've got to ask you the question now. Is either money up for grabs for winning the Beach Ridge Barbershop Legend Shootout, or do you take the guaranteed spot for Sundays or Saturdays Oxford 250 for the Maine Sim Racing Series? What are you going to do?
Well, unfortunately, I'm going to be out of town, so it's up to Sean. If I could give my starting spot to somebody else, I'll gladly do that.
Oh.
But if not, I'll take the money and run, I guess.
Well, I mean, we'll bring Sean Kimball in here. Sean, is that a possibility to be a good Samaritan, or can't do that?
That is a wonderful proposition there, but I'm going to have to decline that.
Caleb, it sounds like you're going to walk away with $20.
Hey, I told Sean at the beginning of this jokingly before the heat race that he might as well just hand the $20 to me, and here we are.
Wow. Well, bud, thank your sponsors, man. Hey, listen, Caleb, it's been fun following you guys on the Maine Sim Racing Series this year. Look forward to next winter.
Yes, I gotta thank Jack McKee. He helped me quite a bit with this, getting everything set up and helped me get a little bit faster. And gotta thank Beach Ridge Barbershop for sponsoring the race. Thanks to them. Without them, half the season probably wouldn't have been possible. And thanks to Sean. He does a great job with this, and I look forward to working with him quite a bit more next winter.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there's Caleb Willett. Again, he is not available for Saturday, so he's going to take the money tonight. Brockton, your final thoughts, buddy. It's always fun doing the Maine Sim Racing Series. We will officially close things here tonight. Good luck to all the announcers, whoever they are. That'll be filling in for us Saturday. And thanks to Sean Kimball, everybody with the series, all the sponsors. We'll get ready for another season next year.
Yeah, Wesley, I had a great time with the Maine Sim Racing Series, guys. Although I did not cover all 11 races thus far, I'm glad I was able to see and even race and participate in one of the weeks. I can't wait for next winter. Hopefully we'll have the same cast and crew of drivers, commentators, producers, and of course league owners. I can't thank all of the subscribers and listeners tonight, both on the Community Radio Network and LSRTV on YouTube and everywhere you can find us there. Thanks to you, Wesley, for having me week in and week out. Cody, for putting up with my never-ending schedule of I got to do this, and this. And of course, got to thank Sean and everybody involved with the Maine Sim Racing Series for letting us broadcast it.
Thanks again. Yeah, man, for sure. It's been fun. Have fun at Kinley this weekend. Hopefully we can get together and grab that Waffle House late-night dinner. For Sean Kimball, again, everybody, the Maine Sim Racing Series. One more race, the All-Star event at Oxford. For Jeff Stabnow, Charles Wooten, everybody at Rocket Racing Media, iRacing LSRTV, Brockton Packard. I'm Wesley Outland. Matthew Burgoyne, the champion, and Caleb Willett wins the Legends Shootout tonight. Good night from Oxford Plains Speedway.